Hi, we're here finishing up a project that we started a few days ago. What we did is we took down our cabinets. As you can see, it's pretty bare right now. This is what day 4 or 5 of the project looks like. But we took down our cabinets, which were a light kind of maple color, as you can see over here. We took them down and we sanded them. Our sander we got was a DeWalt orbital sander, 3 amp, and it worked perfectly for the project. So we spent a day sanding them down, and then we bought some deglosser to just make sure that we removed all of the extra gloss from the divots. After that, we got some primer, and we primed it. We did a couple layers of primer and let that dry for a day, and then we went on to our blue paint. The paint that we used was a Monarch Blue, and so we painted all of them. That took another day or so to kind of have that paint dry. Before you start glazing, you want to make sure that you wait a full day before you actually get into your glazing. So this is what one of the cabinets looks like. As you can see, we did both front and back. There's a little bit of white that's still kind of left over from the primer, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. The glaze that we bought is this Valspar antiquing glaze. So you can see that we got the black one, and kind of the idea behind getting the black glaze with the blue is to give it that antiqued, distressed look. So what we're going to do is I've already done several of these, so we're going to go through what technique I use to do my glazing. I guess one thing that I should say to start off with is glazing is a pretty forgiving process. If you glaze it and it didn't turn out the way you liked it, you just apply new glaze over and just start over and do it the way you want. But for the most part, the glazing is very, very forgiving. What I did here is I took one of my old paint pans that I used my primer in, and this is since dried, and I just made a little well here of glaze. I also bought some very, very cheap foam brushes to apply the glaze. We found that saved money, and it's does a very good job of putting the glaze on very evenly. So coming over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply long strokes of the glaze. I want to make sure that I get a lot of glaze into the divots of the wood. That's because those are the areas where I want the glaze to collect. Now for this Valspar glaze, you don't have to worry too much about removing it right away. So kind of apply it quickly and have your rags and everything ready to go to wipe it up, but at the same time don't feel like you're in a race to finish. So I'm just going to go with the grain. I'm going to make sure I get some on my sides. I'm going to make sure I just coat everything that I want to glaze. With these cabinets, I'm only doing the fronts. I'm not worried too much about the backs because these doors are closed anyway and you never really see those. Okay, so I went ahead and now this is ready to remove. Now another way you can save some money is a lot of places will say remove it with a sponge, like a nice towel. I just bought these standard blue shop towels to remove my glaze. So I'll take my shop towel and I'll just kind of fold it in fours, and I'll start around the sides and I'll just go with the grain again. I use my thumb to kind of apply pressure and make sure that the glaze stays in those rivets, because that's what the look you want to go for. So I'll go around here and I'll kind of wipe up the spare glaze, and then I'll start and I'll work kind of inwards. So as you can see, the glaze is nicely sticking to the paint. I'm not applying a ton of pressure because I don't want to scrape up any excess paint, but at the same time I'm applying enough pressure to kind of bring it up. So you can kind of see how that's starting to take form again. I usually use about 1 towel per piece. If it's a bigger piece, I'll use 2 towels. Now I'll go in the middle and I'll go around the sides first like I did on the outer edges. Okay, and this is where I'm talking about where glaze is kind of forgiving in a way. You can see that as I'm picking it up, sometimes the glaze scatters in a way that I don't want. I can very easily make a point with my towel and use my fingers to kind of craft and wipe up how I want the glaze to finish. And then I'll get here in the center. Again, I'm trying to stay with the grain of the wood to achieve the effect that I want. Now this piece is just about done. Probably go through it and put some final touches here. And this is just about done. As I'm kind of looking over my piece, I'm looking for any place where I might have left like an inadvertent fingerprint. Everything looks kind of nice. I'm just going to kind of lightly gloss over it, letting off on my pressure a little bit, and just kind of put the final finishing touches. As you can see, there was no really rocket science on doing glaze. It's something that you can very easily do. Maybe before I finish with this piece, I'll kind of hold it with one hand, and I'll just make sure that I get the sides, because these sides will be seen as your finished project. So again, this is Monarch Blue that we did these counters with on top of a sanded primer. We're going to go ahead and, after we're done with this portion, we're going to spray it down with a top coat to just kind of protect it and maintain the look. But this is the end project, and we're going all around the kitchen with this beautiful Monarch Blue and black antique glaze. Thanks for watching.